Meet Seth. He's just a 15-year-old videographer who lives in a small town just outside of Chicago. When he first joined the Modern Filmmaker Blueprint program, he had no clue what he was doing. He was charging about $200 per shoot, and he was just hustling, learning, and genuinely just trying to figure out how to turn his passion into a profitable filmmaking business. And fast forward a few months after we've been working together, Seth has been able to close over $2,000 projects at only 15. It's actually been insane to see his progress, and especially being at his age, a lot of people would have just said they're too young. People would have used that excuse. They don't have enough experience in the industry, but that's exactly what Seth used to his advantage. And so in this video, we're going to be breaking down exactly how he did it. The shifts he made, the systems he put in place, and the mindset shifts that allowed him to go from $200 shoots to $2,000 projects. And we're going to show you exactly what's possible, no matter where you're starting from. Age just is not an excuse anymore. So pay attention for however long this video goes for, because this is going to be a very, very insightful video. I'm with Seth today, one of my students that I've been working with for the past, I think it's been around 2 months now. Seth is an absolutely amazing student of mine. He's only 15. He's been able to work with some amazing clients and closing a lot of big projects. Seth, how you going?
Going pretty good. I mean, I've been closing a lot of shoots. I've 3 this week, and following up and editing and just dealing with clients. It's kind of stressful at points because I have school and other things going on, but I've been able to do it with the motivation from you.
Well, that was one problem that you're actually like sort of facing at the start of the program. You were a bit hesitant that you felt like you wouldn't have enough time to actually go into this because you are still in school.
Yeah, that's one of the issues, but I've been able to work out a little bit. I have a couple of hours at the end of the day, and with homeschooling, I mean, it's a little bit more flexible, of course, but I mean, I just have to go at a slower pace than maybe most of your clients would.
Yeah, exactly. And I mean, mate, you've still managed to kill it, and you've made some insane progress from the time that we've been working together. I mean, what actually changed for you once we finished the Modern Filmmaker Blueprint program? Like from where we started to where you are now, like what changed for you?
I just feel like I'm not, when I first started, I was like all self-taught YouTube videos, and just practicing on how to actually be a filmmaker. And I felt like that was the same thing with prices and handling with clients. Um, Not that being a self-taught filmmaker was not good. It was just took a little while, and I didn't really understand maybe the most refined details. So I feel like I just understand. Someone taught me how to price and everything a little better than just like throwing out in the dark and hoping it works.
And I mean, especially being at your age, I mean, you don't have a lot of experience going to this at 15. You haven't had a lot of client experience. So obviously, how has the experience been obviously working with myself and actually having that clarity to go out there and charge for what you're worth at the end of the day? I mean, being able to charge some of the jobs you have at 15. I mean, I was making $15 an hour at McDonald's and you're out here charging $2,000 for a video project, bro. Like it's insane.
Yeah, it's been crazy. I mean, I didn't think I'd get to the place where I am now. Kind of thought it wasn't possible, just like actually feeling comfortable charging higher prices, and clients have said yes. And it's just, I mean, working with you's been great. You've been answering my texts, and when you can get to it, of course. And we call, and you always answer my questions, and a lot of times we actually go over longer because you're answering questions, and just following up, making sure I understand everything that you taught in the class that you say. So it's been great. I really appreciate everything that you've done, and helping be a two-sided conversation, not just like a lesson or a course, which you might get anywhere else.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, definitely touching on that, like from the whole program, what's actually been the single metric you're proudest of from our time working together?
I would just say price. Like that was the biggest thing. Well, there's two kind of sides to it. Is I used to charge $500 and be ashamed of it, not want to charge that much. And now I charge $2,000. I understand my value a little more. So it's not just that I charge higher, it's that I'm comfortable with it. And before I wasn't.
And I mean, how does it feel? Obviously, having that clarity now to go out there and charge $2,000. I mean, for the people watching, this is 2,000 US dollars that Seth is charging. So, like, how does that feel, and how do you feel having that clarity to go out there and charge that amount?
Well, it feels exhilarating, like I can do anything because when I can 4x it overnight, like in a couple of years, hopefully I can be charging 7,000 or 5,000 for some gigs. Like, I there's no limit as long as I provide the value, which will be something I'll have to learn and like really think about.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. And obviously, still having the systems that you've implemented throughout the program moving forward. I mean, as you said, you're only R15, bro. Like 2, 3 years down the line, I can't even imagine where you could be at, especially with the jobs you're already charging at. Mate, I can imagine Seth is making 10, 20 grand per project from some of his jobs.
Hopefully, we'll see what happens. We'll see what gigs come along. I'm 2.5 years away from 18, so that's just crazy to think about. But it's
Yeah.
also 2.5 years.
Before joining, like what did your business look like income wise, typical project sizes, and even like just your confidence? Like what did that actually look like?
I mean, I would say they were pretty small projects. I think I made $13,000 in the first year, which was actually insane to me that I made that in the first year I ever made money.
Mm.
Um, but then at this point in 2025, around July or August, I think when we started working, um, I really hadn't had much or like this year compared to the year previous, and I just really felt like I was struggling, and I had contacted more people than ever. I had reached out to more people than ever, and I was getting less work, and I just felt like I couldn't do it. So I wanted help from someone, a mentor, and it was totally worth it. Yeah. So now I have some jobs that I did $2,000. I have 2 or 3 gigs, more gigs that'll be one and a half. So I've $4,000 coming in soon, and I that wouldn't have been imaginable before. In just a few hours of talking to someone and actually doing the work suggested. So I mean, it's not a crazy amount maybe for some people, but to me, and in 2 months, just by doing a little bit of work, it's been crazy. I can't wait to see what else comes in.
Yeah, agreed, agreed. And I mean, especially just for the people out there that are watching that are at your age, people aspire to be in your position. You're already making a very, very substantial amount of money for your age, and being able to obviously inspire other people to do that is insane. So don't downplay it at all, Seth. There's so much more progress that can be made. And obviously that does take time. And all good things take time, but obviously putting in those small steps every single day to obviously grow and scale what you're doing, it's ultimately going to lead to a business that will be a very, very successful thing for you. I mean, it's already going in the right direction. Touching on that, then, what actually did you try anything that didn't work in the past?
I tried to email people, like email outreach. I worked at the beginning, just for a little bit, and then this year I really tried. I cold called, and then did some DMs too when I started working with you. But right before I started working with you, I did a lot of emails, cold outreach, and those were not going well. I think I got maybe 1 or 2 responses, from hundreds I sent out. So that was definitely something I think I told you, like, I need to change this. I need something that's better. Nothing was working, nothing was happening, even though I was doing a ton of work. And now working with you, I do less work and I get more results.
What's the first thing you changed, even in the first week, that you really thought, okay, this is a massive mindset shift?
I have some friends and some people online, or like, people I follow that, like, they're way ahead of me, and they charge. I don't know how much they charge, but I know they charge a lot more than me. And then I have like a friend that charges lower than me, and I think his skills are way better than me. And I think it's just breaking through that feeling of not knowing that I could charge more for my skill level. And what you kind of told me straight right, is just charge more. Your skills, you're better than that to charge $500 per project. And my thinking was that well, it's enough. Like that's a lot more than any other 15-year-old, but I wasn't really expecting the real value out of it and using that for good to grow my business or anything.
Yeah, agreed, agreed. And obviously, having the right positioning to be able to ultimately charge those higher prices is where you did position yourself to be at the point now where you are saying, "Yeah, I do charge $2,000. I know that's what I'm worth," and that's obviously how you're feeling now. And I can tell by the way you're speaking, like you're so confident that you can charge that amount now. And I remember that I think it was the first week, like you were saying, you were charging $400, $500, and you were hesitant to even charge that amount. And so when I came in, you're like, this is a massive change. This is a massive sort of mindset shift that you had to go through in order to charge that. But ultimately, that positioning did put you in a place where you were like, all right, yeah, I am actually worth this. So yeah, I love that transition you've made. And I mean, even people, I still see it all the time. People are charging those smaller rates, and just they need to understand, like, you're 15 and you're charging this. Like, the industry can pay you like very well for what you do if you do position yourself right. And I feel like yeah, it's just insane to see that you've done that. And I mean, talking about the big wins and transformations you've made, what actually was the first win that sort of told you that the program was working?
Um, Sorry, can I go back to that and mention
Yeah,
something
yeah, yeah.
that might be helpful? Um, I had two thoughts with that. That I maybe didn't tell you, but like I feel like this is a big like cheat code. Like when I first started learning, I was learning it all myself, and now someone's telling me this, and I feel like it's actually a relatively low price for what I've gotten back from it. So like for a cheap price, they're gonna tell me this, and now I just go along my day, and now I might have not learned this for years to come, and think about all that money I was missing out on. And another thing is, I don't think I told you this, but I had a client that I had charged very little before, like $400 or $500, and they continued on wanting like more content. And after I started working with you, I kind of told them that I raised my prices, and I told them the new price, and they said no. So they're like I purposely, I knew they'd say no because they're kind of like a low level client. So I raised my prices, and they said no, and we don't have a relationship really anymore. So I didn't want to. Maybe I mentioned before I didn't want to do that before. Like I was afraid to raise my prices because I didn't want clients to leave me, and then I wouldn't have any clients. But it's actually a good thing. I'm very glad because if they're going to if they're going to try to skimp on price, I don't know if I want to work with them long term, because I'm going to be a few years down the road charging $500 for them because I feel bad or I want the work. So that's something that I didn't want to do at first, but now it's like I think, and even if I didn't have as much work, the price of my jobs is making up for it. So it's just mind-boggling that my mindset has changed. And then also, I think it's a good way you structure the program, because the first week you mentioned price, and I, when we got off the call, I still wasn't grasping it. But then I had a few weeks until like you talked about client acquisition, and then by then I was able to like work into like processing it and understanding it. So I think that's a good way you structure the program, because even if I didn't understand that first, later I had a few weeks to process it, think about it, and understand it. So that was really good. So
Yeah.
just a few thoughts I had.
No, that's great. That's great to hear, bro. And I mean, I love the progress you've made, and I love that. Yeah, the structure I felt like did work really well with you, and even having those clients fall off. There's so many more opportunities that actually, so many more doors that opened. But once we started working together, that it was okay that those smaller clients did drop off because those bigger clients were coming in the door, and you didn't feel as bad.
Yeah. And Jack's the kind of guy that gives you a 2 for 1. He gives you more clients, and he gives you higher paying clients.
And less headaches. 3 for 1.
Yep.
Yeah, that's so good. No, thanks, bro. Thanks. And I mean, touching back on my question, talk to me, Seth. Like, describe the first win that actually told you that the program was working?
Well, the first win was like just in my mind, like understanding it, just making the money and the financial part make sense. I mean, that really is the first win. But then um, the first really win that you can maybe observe is when I contacted businesses, and a few of them were actually interested the day of. And it was just crazy to me that I spent a couple hours contacting, reaching out, and I immediately got some people interested that I was going to reach back with next week. So it's just like that was that was the first win, and it was a great win because it was right away. Um, I just had to put in the effort, put in the thought and the uncomfortableness, and I worked through it. But the first, I guess, real win for me is just like understanding the price, and um, I think from here it's not going to be too hard to like keep raising my prices and be comfortable with it um, in the years to come.
Yeah, that's great. That's great. And I mean, definitely having that uncomfortable period of obviously going through that and then realizing, there's a whole world of clients out there, and just obviously having those right systems in place to obviously go out there and actually do it. Like, how did that change your mindset? Because obviously it happened instantly for you. Like you said, the day of.
Yeah, it's just I guess when you're on a roll, you're on a roll, and you want to get when you want to get results, you're really willing to spend the time, spend the effort, and be uncomfortable. Which I'm more of an extrovert, so it's probably not the hardest for me. So don't say that it's going to be easy for everyone, but I like to talk to people.
Yeah, no, and you're really good at that. Obviously, yeah, putting yourself out there and being able to create these opportunities, you've made the most of that, bro. And being able to put yourself out there and in those uncomfortable positions has ultimately led to more work for you, and it's definitely worked in your favor. So, yeah, I mean, that did work in your favor. Was there any sort of roadblocks that you did face whilst we're working through the program, and how we solved it? Like, did you come across anything like that?
Well, I would say there was some client interactions with previous clients um, that were kind of hard, kind of tough, and I, I think at one point you said something like, "This client's not you like they don't really want to work with you. They're kind of a pain. They don't really care," and that was kind of a harder thing because this client was a pretty big one of mine, and I kind of like even 6 months ago I relied on their income and in the income from them quite a bit. Like they were my biggest client, so um, we were able to resolve the situation a little bit or pretty well mostly, but just dealing with clients that I've worked with in the past that didn't want to maybe cooperate or um, work with me as well. But on the flip side, most of my clients were comfortable um, with the higher prices.
Yeah, nice. And I mean, talking about those new prices, what actually was the biggest project we did land whilst we were working together? And I mean, even the past couple of weeks.
There's one for $1,700 that was um, that I landed, and there's another one for 1,000, another one for another 1,000, I think. So those be
Yeah, over the whole time we're working together, how much did you make? Like, I kind of forgot what it actually was. Do you have the figure?
made $4,250 USD.
And what that was about it in a month.
Yeah, I mean, I haven't. Yeah, that was all in the first month,
Yeah, that's
which
insane.
is crazy, mind-boggling. And there was one of those um, that was one I already had scheduled, but I raised the prices quite a bit. Like I would not have charged that much unless you had told me to.
Yeah, that's that's so cool, bro. What's one thing you would tell yourself 6 months ago to the Seth today?
Hire Jack.
I'm not telling you. I'm not paying you to say that.
He's not. He is not paying to me say this. Even a year ago, I would tell myself that. I mean, just like this entire year for 6 months, from January to July. That's not 6 months. Um, 7 months. Just I was just really struggling, and like what I needed was to hire a mentor, Jack, and I do not regret anything, any any part of it.
No, I appreciate that. And mate, yeah, like I said, your progress has been insane from the time we started working together till now. And I mean, I love being able to obviously see you progress and keep growing and scaling. And I mean, like we said, it's genuinely only the beginning for you as well. Like you're just getting started in your career, and being able to go to that next level and keep growing and scaling. It's really exciting to see, honestly. I feel like the world's your oyster, but the world's your oyster, and there's so many different opportunities and things out there for you to go explore as well. So yeah, mate, I'm just loving the progress, bro. Seth, if someone's on the fence about joining the Modern Filmmaker Blueprint program, like what would you say to them where in the position they are now and the person that you were when you first joined the program?
I would just tell you, like, it's not just he's not just telling you stuff. He's changing your mindset on how you think about stuff. And it's just like it's not just numbers and ideas. It's he's helping you understand it and changing your mindset. What you invest is not going to be very much compared to the outcome. And even if you don't get it like right away in the first week, you're probably not going to get it right away. But if you're willing to invest the time and the effort, you are going to get a payback, and it's going to be way more. And wouldn't you rather change your mindset now than be stuck in a box and 10 years down the road realize that you haven't changed and you can't achieve your goals because you don't understand, you don't have someone where you want to be to walk through it with you. And that's just the biggest thing, changing my mindset and just really walking through it's just a mindset shift of understanding things versus being thrown at you on YouTube or anything like that. And you can't get this stuff on YouTube. Can't get a one-on-one coach. So definitely just go for it. It may seem scary or too expensive, but it's not. It's worth it.
No, I appreciate that, bro. And yeah, mate, you're absolutely killing it. And I think honestly, one of the things you did keep saying to me is like it is that mindset shift, like going from where you were at the start of the program to now. It's just completely changing your mindset around the whole journey of what we're actually going through together. And one thing you always kept saying is like you just loved being able to actually have me explain what's actually going on.
Definitely. And I've heard someone say that um, you should always have you should hire mentors a lot in your life. And the biggest thing that they should help you with is change your mindset about things, because it takes a different mindset to make $1 million versus 100. So that's definitely true.
Yeah, agreed. Well, yeah, mate, one day you're going to make $1 million and you'll probably be 18. Well, yeah, Seth, mate, I absolutely love your progress. I've loved working with you, bro. You've been absolutely killing it, and I genuinely can't wait for the rest of your progress throughout the rest of 2025 and genuinely beyond. So, yeah, mate, I've absolutely loved working with you. I'm sure we'll keep in touch, and yeah, mate, I'm gonna have to meet you when I come to the US again.
Of course.
And yeah, mate, you're absolutely killing it. So yeah, appreciate you hopping on the call, bro, and we'll chat soon, all right? So if that wasn't enough insight to learn a little bit more about the background of what Seth's actually being able to achieve inside of the Modern Filmmaker Blueprint program, I don't know what is. But if you guys are interested in actually wanting to learn a little bit more about what's inside the program, DM me film on Instagram and I'll show you exactly how you can join the program. We'll have a chat, go through the problems you're struggling with, and really just dive more into your business. I'll ask you a few questions, see where you're at, and then we'll hop on a couple calls. So I'd love to chat to you guys in a bit more depth, see where you're at with everything. So DM me on Instagram. I'd love to have that conversation. And I hope you guys found this video interesting. Genuinely, it's been a very, very insightful episode. Being able to see Seth's progress at only 15, that's crazy. Not a lot of people achieve that amount of success at only 15. So the world is actually his oyster. I'm so keen to see his progress in the next 6 to 12 months from today. And so if you guys enjoyed this video, make sure to leave a subscribe, make sure to leave a like, whatever you need to do. Keep up to date with everything, guys. There's going to be plenty more videos coming out in the near future. I appreciate you guys for watching, and I'll definitely see you guys in the next one.